Next up on our CBC Spring Sports Media Day tour is the Crestwood Red Devils softball team. Head coach Matt Helm in his first season. Coach, welcome, and just start out by giving us your elevator pitch. What can we expect out of the Red Devils this season?
This year it's going to be really, getting back into the competition of reclaiming the conference after they had it the two previous years, other than last year. Uh, so we're really kind of looking forward to these three leading us as our core group.
All right. Coming in, obviously, you've got to familiarize yourself with the players, find out what you have at every position. How has that process gone? Are you kind of comfortable heading into the season this week?
Actually, a lot of the players I've already known, like with my daughter being on the team and some of the other ones being on the travel ball team that I had coached previously in my career. And so I was at a lot of the games watching, and I've gotten to know what we have for the most part. So it's been a little easier.
Yeah, that certainly helps that transition a little bit when you know the players already. So, all right, coach, I'll come back to you. I'll start right there to your right. For the folks at home, go ahead and introduce yourself, name, grade, and what positions you plan to play.
I'm Keely Helm. I'm a junior, and I'm a first baseman and third baseman.
Coming in this year, obviously a coaching change. You're pretty familiar with the coach, so you kind of know what to expect. But how has that transition gone? I mean, is everybody settling in and starting to get on the same page as you head into the season?
Yeah, I definitely would say we had a lot more people coming in wanting to play. There was definitely people that didn't want to come in, but since with the new staff, everyone's super excited to play this year.
Crestwood's always a competitive team, especially coming into the CVC, a couple of division titles already. How does that weigh on you, just knowing that you've got a bar that's already raised so high and you've got to go out and work hard to kind of keep that standard?
It definitely makes us want to look or work harder because we do know we have competitive teams and there's freshmen that are coming up that want to win and beat us. But I think with just practicing over time, like we could be a very good team and work very well together.
So first and third base, I don't assume you're going to play them at the same time, but what do you bring to each of those positions? What kind of skills do you have there?
I'd say I have a pretty good glove for sure, and I'm also a good arm. So I think that is pretty good.
All right, and then offensively, what do you bring to the team?
Um, I'd say I'm not the worst batter, but I definitely can bring in some people with my hits, I'd say.
All right, what do you think the strength of this year's team is going to be?
Um, I think our defense, honestly. I think we'll be really good on defense and with moving people around, trying new things. I think we'll be able to definitely do better on that part because I know we struggled with that last year.
Defense wins championships, and pitching, obviously. Give me a player on your team that maybe nobody knows about right now, but you think that the work she's put in is going to have her have a breakout season this spring.
Um, I think Grace Harper will, just because I know that she's been working hard to make varsity, and her pitching's definitely going to get better as she's making her way up through high school, and especially because she's already good as a freshman.
Cool. And what are your goals for this season, individually and as a team?
Individually, definitely hitting more home runs, and then as a team, making it farther in the playoffs and then getting farther.
All right. Well, good luck to you this season. Let's move to your right. And for the folks at home, introduce yourself, name, grade, and position.
I'm Bella Hunter. I'm a senior and I'm a pitcher and middle infielder.
Bella, you haven't graduated yet. You seem to have been around forever. And that just
No.
that just speaks to the success that you've had because everybody when they talk about Crestwood, it's Bella Hunter, so everybody knows about you. Why is that? What have you accomplished coming into this year that everybody knows and fears you?
I think that throughout my 4 years, I've found myself to be really effective at the plate. That's kind of how I made a name for myself coming in as a freshman 4 years ago, was just devoting myself to my swing. And I think that helped to make a name for myself going forward, especially last year when I transitioned from the second string pitcher to the starting pitcher. So I think that just continuing to hit is just going to keep my name up there at the top.
As a freshman, didn't you play shortstop too, or weren't you in the
Yeah,
infield? Okay,
I
I
played
thought I
everywhere as
remembered
a
that.
freshman, so
Right. Now, what's your natural position? I mean, you're probably pitching out of necessity. Just you need somebody that can throw strikes and get the ball over the plate. I mean, do you have a natural position, or is that it?
second base.
Second base. Okay. And then just so coming in as a pitcher, I mean, like I said, you're probably doing it out of necessity just to keep your team in games. How do you like that challenge? Just knowing that there's so much weight on your shoulders.
I don't really think it affects me too much. I'm extremely competitive, so it's just kind of in my nature to want to do the best for my team. And as long as I know that they have my back, I will have theirs, and that's all that really matters. So the pressure really isn't too overbearing.
You're kind of next in that long line of talented players that have come out of Crestwood. How much has that inspired you, just knowing that you've had so many teammates in the past that have gone on to play in college and have had great careers?
I think it honestly just it helped to prove to myself that it doesn't really matter who's coming up and who else is going to be on your team. If you can help lead them and show them the right way, they will turn out and be successful for you. I know I witnessed that when we had our district team a few years ago, and then just with me being on the team, like I've really seen people step up and just show that they want to be here and they want to play.
What are your goals for senior season?
Definitely, I want to keep my batting average up. I had a really high batting average last year, so I want to keep improving on that. And I want to bring my ERA down even more.
In the circle, what do you bring there? What kind of pitches do you throw?
Lots of spin, off speed. Not going to give too much away. I don't know who's listening.
Never give away the secrets. All right, who's a breakout player for you? Who thinks you can have a big year on your team?
I am going to agree with Kaylee. I think Grace is definitely going to stand out for us, especially coming in as a freshman. I think she's a name that not really anybody knows yet. So I think just watching her succeed is going to be really, really awesome.
All right, well, good luck to you this season. Let's move to your right. Name, grade, and positions.
I'm Melissa Hallis. I'm a junior, and I will be playing second base this year.
Now, Alyssa, do we have to have this song and dance again? You know what your nickname is. Come on,
Yeah.
Sports Center. All right, you can't make a catch like that and get a nickname like Sports Center and then not use it. So, all right, so coming into this year, I mean, obviously the coaching change, that's a big transition. And have you settled in? Are you getting more comfortable in what coach is looking for?
It's definitely getting a lot more comfortable as time goes on. We are learning things a lot differently, but better.
Differently, but better. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
What do you think the strength of this year's team is going to be?
I think once we all come together and kind of settle into our positions, since we've been moving around a little bit, I think once we come together, our defense will be able to keep us in all of the games.
What do you think the biggest challenge this team is going to face, and how do you plan to kind of overcome that?
We do have quite a few players who haven't had a whole lot of varsity experience, so it's going to take a little bit for them to adjust, but I think once they do, then we will have a pretty solid team.
What are your goals for this season?
I'm really looking to keep a good batting average. Always want to keep that up and just filling in where I can.
And breakout player.
I'd have to stick with them with Grace. She's a
I think that's
freshman
cheating.
coming up. Yeah.
I
There's a lot of
like quality freshmen, so that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, best of luck to you, and tell your dad he's slow and he can't hit the ball out of the infield.
Will
right.
do.
Coach, back to you. I always like to go back, especially new coaches. You get to hear, you're in practice with the kids, so you kind of send your message to them. You kind of develop that culture you're looking for. After what you've heard from the girls here, do you think your message is being received?
It definitely sounds like it. They definitely have been bonding together more, and it seems like they're definitely supporting each other.
And it sounds like you got a really good freshman coming up. Are there any other girls that have been impressive to you in the preseason?
I mean, we have a lot of freshmen that they just need the time on JV, and they might come up for some varsity games that have potential moving forward. We just have to develop them a little bit more. Grace just seems to be the one that has come in and been ready for it.
She's the Bella Hunter of 2024.
We're hoping.
All right. I asked the girls too about what it's going to take to achieve their goals and some of the challenges. What do you see as the biggest hurdles you're going to have to clear this season?
Our two biggest hurdles are staying healthy and depth. And once we get past our starters, we're going to be dipping into the freshmen that need the experience.
Well, the good news is in the Valley Division, you're going to see a lot of teams that are that way, good 1 through 9, but you get to 10, 11, 12, and there's a little bit of a dip. But then obviously you play in a tough district too, so you got to get those
Right.
kids some experience in a hurry. But all right, how are you going to define success this year, Coach? I mean, everybody dreams of winning that state title, maybe a conference title, that type of thing. But for you, how are you going to define that success?
Success for this year is really coming after the conference championship and giving them a taste of success in the playoffs. But really, success is for me the vast majority of our players moving on to playing college ball.
Outstanding.